Hey, all you folks out there in Epic Coffee Time Land. It's me, Dr. Ira Yankalots. I'm David's oncologist. Over the years, I've met so many patients who have become like family and friends to me, and that I've really invested myself in their care. And that, really hasn't happened with David because, let's be honest, he's kind of a jerk off. I gotta be honest. I feel nothing for this guy whatsoever. But his buddies wanted me to come by and say a few words, and they're cheap bastards too, so they're paying me off with these Epic Coffee Time t-shirts. Have you seen these things, huh? They gave me like 50 of them, so they probably can't get rid of them. But anyway, they say, Doc, these are going to be worth so much money someday because this show is going to go straight through the roof. And I hope that's true because David's got lousy insurance and I got a family to feed. The first time old Dave comes by the office and he brings his imaging, his MRIs and his CAT scans and his x-rays, and I open up the folder and I say, my God, that's the biggest, ugliest tumor I've ever seen in my life. And he says, Doc, that's my driver's license picture. And I said, oh, you don't need an oncologist. You need a plastic surgeon because this ugly is terminal right here. And speaking of which, kids, this is what happens when you stop believing in Santa Claus and all his magic goes away. Don't stop believing, kids. One of the things I like to do when old Dave comes by the office for an examination is we get him all ready in the exam room, and I get up under there and I flick him in the balls just as hard as I can. And he goes every time, and it just makes me crack up. We did this for like 3 weeks straight, 5 days a week, and finally he says, Doc, what is with the flicking in the nuts thing? Is this like building my testosterone, and is it going to build my strength for the fight? And I said, no, you schmuck. I just love that face you make when I whack you right in the balls. Speaking of his balls, he was asking me, I want to make sure I can still have sex with my condition, and come on, like this guy is having sex with anybody without a van and chloroform. You know what I'm saying? And I said, well, the one thing I worry about with your condition is, what happens if your girlfriend starts smoking? And he says, well, I'll probably slow down and use some lube. That's a good one. I like that one. That's one of my favorites. Yeah, seriously though, one day he comes to me and he says, Doc, I really trust your expertise here, and I think we're growing close. And I want to ask you, if you were in my position, and in my condition, what would your advice be? And I said, I would just use a lot of credit and don't worry about buying green bananas. That's a cancer joke that you can use with all your family and friends. They're going to love that. The biggest problem I think with old Dave is he's got some really sketchy people around him. He's got the worst friends on earth. He's got this one buddy his name's Dan, and he wears this black cowboy hat like he's some kind of a cowboy outlaw or something. And believe me, the only outlaw that would ever look like this is if Jesse James got caught jerking off in the Chuck E. Cheese. And he's a big mouth too, always yapping. And he comes in now every time he brings David in for an appointment. And he'll say, Doc, every day I give myself a prostate exam. And I said, Daniel, unless you got a medical degree, you're just a guy with his finger in his butt. And then there's the other guy, the big, what's his, Steve, that's his name, the big guy. He's a big hairy Sasquatch of a son of a bitch. The hairiest man I've ever seen in my life. You see him, and every time you see him, he's got different hair in different parts of his face. He just grows random pubic hair wherever he wants to. It's amazing. I saw his back one time, and he's got like an American flag all done in pubic hair. I've never seen anything like it. This guy is so hairy. When he was born, he gave his mama rug burns. And he hangs out with these two people, these two little guys. They're real squirrely guys. One guy's named Dominic, and the other's Little Steve. Yeah, Dominic and Little Steve. So the guy is either like Bruce Springsteen or he's a goddamn criminal. In between you, me, and the stethoscope, the guy can't sing at all. And even worse, to top it all up, they got James, who's not even a real person. I've never seen him. I've never heard him. Nobody's ever seen or heard this James person ever. They talk about him, but he's all make-believe. He's like the imaginary friend. And to make it even worse, what they did was they cut out a picture from the sex offender list, and they slap it on a tube sock, and they call that James. And they sing to him and they talk to him. So let me let you wrap your head around this. So we got fake James, make-believe friend, and then we've got a sock named James that all three of these guys talk to. Yeah. These people are on some strong medication. Is what they are. So honestly, you got all these make-believe people. If they had a virgin and a Holy Spirit, they could have their own damn religion. Is what they could have. Oh, hey, here goes my beeper's going off. Boo boo. Dave, I love you, babe. You know, the only reason I kid you is because you smell funny and your insurance really does suck. Love you.